Yeah, it's really exciting. I think the opportunity to be out there, a man down is obviously a huge honor, and you got to take it seriously. And I'm very excited for that opportunity.
How much can you incorporate doing that, depending on how Scott and Dean deploy you, to also using that to help when you're on the power play?
Yeah, I think you definitely pick up some things. If it's in video or whatever, but I think as a power play guy, you kind of know what what the other team's trying to accomplish. So you have kind of an idea of what their routes might be, what their options might be, and be able to jump on that opportunity. So it's going to be a work in progress, but just excited to get going.
You were on the PK back in the day. What did you like about that at that time, and how did it affect you playing like your overall 60-minute game?
I think if it's a big penalty game when you're on a lot of kills, you can kind of get out of the rhythm. So I think by getting out there, penalty kill shifts aren't typically super long unless you get hemmed in your own end. But it's just a matter of staying in the rhythm of things. It keeps you wired in the right way, I think. So I'm excited to get that going, especially come season time.
Did you like when you were taken off the power play back then? Was that something that you were like, oh darn, I'm off?
I don't even know when it actually happened. I think we just got some new guys that were killers and kind of pushed me and Wheels and Casey kind of off it, and we kind of were in there a little sparingly, but not a whole lot. So it's one of those things you obviously take with honor, and it's a big opportunity and a time to obviously bail a guy out that got a penalty. So it's exciting.
Elias Salamonson during camp. What's his defending like?
I haven't really been against him a whole lot, to be honest. The group's all kind of messed up. I haven't really gone against him a whole lot. I go against JMO a lot, and obviously he's fantastic. So honestly, I can't really give you a good answer.
Do you go to a guy like a Dylan Sandberg or a guy like a DeMello or a Pionk for shot blocking tips, or do you have enough of your own acumen there, Mark, on how to do that and not hobble off?
Yeah, I think Laus has been probably the best sounding board. Obviously he's a fantastic killer and a guy that does a lot of fantastic things. So I think he's probably the guy that I'll go to the most for tips or thoughts and just pick his brain a little bit. So just one of those things.
Mark, can you give me a hockey 101? Something Scott Arniel said the other day, that teams were always taking the face off to the right when you guys were on the penalty kill, and that kind of put Adam at a disadvantage. So that was another reason he wanted you in there. What are some of the insides and outsides on that?
Well, it's, you want to if you have an opportunity to have your left-handed face-off man take it against a left-handed guy, it's just it makes it way harder on our guy on Laus just because of the the position of the referee and just angles and stuff like that. So it's more one of those things. If it's just like us. If we had if a team is if a team only has a right-handed centerman that might come over the boards, then we want to be on the right side kind of thing. So it goes both ways. That's just kind of the gamesmanship, especially with the new rules that have come in over the years about the offensive or the power play team getting to pick the side. I think that's that's usually what comes into play.
Bigger picture question: how has it been having Arniel come in and run training camp? Do you see a difference in his game planning or the way he's communicating with you guys?
Yeah, I think he's been great. I think preseason's tough for players, but I think it's even tougher for coaches. They they got to go out for 2 ice sessions. They got a lot to cover in a short amount of time. And he's been great. He's been great with me. He's been great with a lot of the guys. And I think a lot of us are excited to kind of get into the regular season and then get things going. So he's been awesome for me.
Have you kept an eye on other changes in the Western Conference teams and your impression?
Obviously, obviously there's a lot of teams that made moves or lost guys or whatever, but that's just the way of the business. That's the league, and that's what happens. It doesn't change much for us. It's just we got to go out and play good hockey no matter what, and it's always kind of about what's in here opposed to what's going on around us.